Hello friends, this is Pilgrim from Turkey. Quite often, people ask me whether it's possible to leave the marina on a catamaran alone. Well, of course it's possible. Let's figure out how a skipper can leave the marina alone. First of all, we need to check the wind. The easiest way to determine the wind direction is to look at the flags on the neighboring boats. Here, what we see is an offshore wind. This is very convenient. Let's figure out how the catamaran is moored. There is mooring line 1 and mooring line 2. Next, we have two moorings. First, we have the very first mooring, and then the second mooring right over there. All right then, let's go. It is time for us to start up our engines now. Then we turn on the instruments. We turn off the shore power and switch on the inverter. And we will prepare the boat for departure. We disconnect the shore power from the pedestal. All right. After you have disconnected the electrical components from the shore, we need to remove the passerelle. Of course, we've disconnected the passerelle. You see, Barishabi helped us a bit. And now we are going to depart. Yes, catamarans have their own specifics. If you release the first and second mooring lines at the stern in a crosswind, you'll end up in a situation where your forward mooring lines, that is the bow lines, will spin your catamaran. This is because the tension on one mooring line and the other is different. Do you understand? That's how it is. And if you leave your catamaran on the mooring lines, it will drift sideways. That is like this or like that. Depending on which mooring line you have, are drawn significantly tighter in direct relation to your multi-hull sailing catamaran tools. And this makes our departure a bit different than on a monohull. Yes, first we will need to release our mooring lines. First the leeward one, then the windward one. The mooring line, well, our situation is such that the wind, yeah, you see, right? So this one is our windward line and this one is our leeward line. So we'll release this one first. Then we'll release this one, and after that we'll prepare the stern mooring lines so that we can depart without any issues. We'll drop them and head out into the harbor. All right, okay. At this point in time, we can now begin the process of slowly releasing the mooring line. Since the wind has changed a bit, now it's blowing onto this side, the port side, the left side. So what we need to do is we've left the forward mooring line. Here it is, do you see? And we've also left, here it is. And we've also left, there are two separate mooring lines, which consist of the windward mooring line and the leeward mooring line. At this point, we can calmly release this specific mooring line, simply because it is not operating under a full load. And this mooring line, but we haven't slackened this mooring line yet. You see, and the catamaran is slowly moving closer to this guy. But here, next to our Fontaine Pajot 45, we have fenders, so there's nothing to worry about. Everything is fine. Immediately after that is completed, we carefully release the front mooring line from the dock. This one right here. As soon as we release the tension and let it go, the catamaran will slowly and steadily move back toward the pier. You see? So, to make absolutely sure that we're all safe and secure during this maneuver, we need to be very careful. We are now going to slowly let out this mooring line by about 1.5 meters in the forward direction. That is, we'll slacken this mooring line by 1.5 meters. And look, see what happens. We've let out 1.5 meters. You see, we are moving away. Why are we moving away? Because we're moving away since the mooring line is pulling us And now, together, we go. Snap and fix it in place, right? Our distance from the shore. By 1 unit. So we have the mooring line, we have the mooring rope, but we don't have the threat of colliding with the shore. We don't have such a threat. When we are left on the mooring lines and the mooring rope, we prepare this mooring rope together so that he can leave the catamaran without any problems. No problems at all. And after that, we release the mooring line together. We drop this mooring line, but after that, you should know the catamaran will move to the right. That's it, the catamaran is moving. At this point, you need to do everything quickly. To the stern. See? We release it. The catamaran is already moving backward. Yes, quickly, quickly. That's it, we got everything out together. Yes, and now we are slowly drifting. In order to successfully leave the marina, we really need to turn the catamaran a bit more to the right side. Right now we're only using the levers. Only using the levers, the rudder is amidships, it won't go anywhere. We're mooring, parking. In the marina we're only using the levers. Like this, little by little, we're making our way out. See, the left one, like this, here are the mooring lines. Everything is going well. And the catamaran has this important feature. You need to watch for the moment when the mooring line of the neighboring boat is already a beam of you. A beam is a line that is perpendicular to your stern. This is where we need to do a razdrai. Razdrai is a turn on the spot. But as you can see, the stern swings out. Oops, you need to do it in place. We do this with a pulse. That is, we do it and then turn it off, and we wait until the catamaran turns around in our area of water. Now we engage the second one. Why am I doing this? Left, right. This way I center myself. So we've chosen this spot for our anchorage, and we're dropping the anchor. How deep is it there? 11 meters. Yes, the depth is 11. All right. We lift everything up. We take our remote control, and let's go. So, my friends, at this point, I have already let out a full 30 meters of heavy-duty chain. And it became quite clear to us that I had probably caught on something solid down there. Because right after that, I gave the engine 1,800 revolutions while running in reverse to see if it would hold. And what do we have? What we have now is that we are stationary.